more Finnish content so you can learn about our beautiful culture. Last time I drew Finnish candies as creatures, and today I'll do the same for some of the most famous Finnish design products. And I'll start with the one that I swear to God can be found in almost every Finnish household except mine, because I'm a lousy Finn and I should be deported. Unikko by Marimekko. We are obsessed with this girl. And a bit of history. Unikko literally means poppy. Is a very famous pattern created by Maija Isola, one of Finland's most well-known pattern designers. She worked for Marimekko for decades, designing over 500 pattern designs. But Unikko is her most famous pattern, which she created in the 60s, and it has become a symbol of Marimekko. And the funny thing is, Armi Ratia, the owner and co-founder of the company, didn't want Marimekko to design any floral prints, because she didn't like them. And Maija was like, I'll do what I want, just watch me. And she created this entire collection of floral prints, of which Unikko was one. Armi fell in love with all of them. She bought 8 and they went into production, and the rest is history. So yeah, what did we learn? Do whatever the hell you want and you might become a legend. Besides Finland, Unikko and Marimekko in general are especially famous in Japan, I guess. The first result of Finland and Japan obsessed with each other. Yes, it's not a secret. I ship it. But yeah, in Finland you see Unikko everywhere. I went to a flea market the other day and literally every other table had Unikko products. You can't even get out of Finland without this pattern following you, because guess what Finnish airplanes look like? So the first thing that comes to my mind about Unikko is not a flower, but multiple heads with eyes. Like they're looking each other and they have long black necks, almost like some kind of a hydra creature. So that inspired me to draw this insect-like poppy hydra mix. Something slightly creepy and a bit goofy. Except if I saw this in real life, I wouldn't laugh at all. I would be f***ing crying in the corner. I don't draw insects that often, so it was a nice change to draw outside my comfort zone. And I based her anatomy largely on a praying mantis, because there are praying mantises in real life that resemble flowers or plants. But yeah, not quite like this. Her wings are meant to resemble the shape of poppy leaves, and I thought it would be cool if some of her heads haven't fully opened yet and are still in bud. Or maybe they stay like that and she uses them to eat. There are no mouths on these heads anywhere, so I guess that would make more sense. I think she would eat smaller insects like flies, so she's not that big. I thought she could be a giant hydra beast, but now I think she's the size of a small bird. I also like to think that she keeps growing new heads until she looks like this. Just dozens of heads. And she would drop the old withered heads like flower petals. Just throwing ideas. There are dozens and dozens of different color variations of this pattern, but I always associate Unikko with red. I think the very first Unikko from the 60s was red, so that's probably why. By the way, fun fact, did you know that there are only few red flowers in Finnish nature? And the reason for that is because most insects can't see red. So yeah, I told you you would learn something new. And she's done. I wonder what Maija Isola would say about this. Get out, just get out of Finland. To be honest, she kinda reminds me of the Angostura plant from the Moomins. If anyone besides the Finns know what I'm talking about. Angostura was this flesh-eating plant that almost ate Snork Maiden, and it had vines and multiple heads with big yellow eyes. So they are a bit similar in a way. By the way, that scene was traumatizing because the plant was absolutely terrifying and Moomin Troll kept cutting off its heads, and I watched it as a kid like, what the fuck? But yeah, I like this. It's goofy and a bit creepy. Just imagine summer, you're outside, and this thing lands on your shoulder. Next up is a Finnish designer whose creations I personally really like, Aarnio. He's recognized for his very futuristic and colorful designs and furnitures like puppy, pony, Bastille chair and the ball chair. These are exactly the kind of products I would get right away and fill my place with if I just wasn't f***ing poor. I've always been a fan of futuristic style and bright colors. Especially the Pastille chair is one of my favorite designs of all time. And I also really like Puppy. These designs are really fun looking in all the simplicity. So that's why I chose to draw these two items together. The Pastille chair itself is very simple, so it was quite challenging to think about in which direction to change it and what kind of creature it could be. But since the chair is very round and to me this big line in the middle kind of resembles a mouth, I decided to make it very frog-like. So basically it looks the same, it just has these stubby legs, eyes and a mouth. Puppy comes in several different sizes and I wanted to draw them playing and jumping on and around the chair. And I didn't even change them at all because they are literally dogs. A bit like weird, colorful Moomin dogs. So at first I gave the chair a very annoyed expression. He's like, "Can you please stop jumping on me?" But I didn't like the eye or its placement at all. It just looked off. I also wanted to make him look more animal-like, so I changed the position and appearance of the eye completely, and immediately it looked better to me. He became much more frog-like and also friendlier. He's like, "Do what you want, I don't care, I'm just happy to be here and happy to be included." Because these characters are very stylish and they don't have a lot of details, it was hard to make them look lively and detailed, and it was challenging to achieve the smooth and glossy plastic-like surface, but I think I did quite okay. I'm happy how they turned out. I could have used more imagination with these and made them really radically different. Like I said, I didn't really change Puppy at all, I just gave them paws. But this was fun and relaxing to draw, which I really need right now, and I think they all look really cute. Like they could be characters from a Ghibli movie or a children's book, you know, going on adventures together and coming up with all kind of little mischiefs. So I hope you like these weird Moomin dogs and their frog friend. Next up is another product from Aarnio, and it's one of his most famous designs, Pallotuoli, aka the ball chair. It has appeared in several films, music videos and TV series like in Mars Attacks, The Prisoner and even in manga.
Look at this distinguished gentleman!
The ball chair was designed in 1963 and the idea came from Aarnio wanting to design a chair big enough for him and his wife to sit in together. Just imagine sitting there with your 10 dogs. That's the dream. Forget a partner, just me and my dogs. I would give anything to own this chair. Just curl up inside and never come out. Or I would just start my villain era. I think this is the chair for that. So the shape of the ball chair is again very simple. It's a literal ball and it kind of looks like a creature with a giant gaping mouth, and the interior pillow looks a bit like a tongue. So that's what I went for. I started sketching this ball-shaped monster with its mouth open. I didn't really have a clear idea or plan for this. I just started drawing whatever came to mind. And the ball chair has one leg, so I tried to make the monster's legs somewhat similar to it, so they are very close to each other. I don't know how this thing could even walk. And it definitely can't close its mouth in any way, so I don't know how anything works. He looks a bit like lamprey. I don't know how you say that. In Finnish it's nahkiainen, and I have actually eaten one before. I was at a lamprey fair, yeah, that's a real thing, and I bought a single smoked lamprey and it still had all its little teeth intact. It didn't look good, it didn't taste good, you know, never again. Cool story. Okay, so the most well-known color combination for this chair is probably red and white, but I like the white one with neon green interior. I think it suits this monster, it gives it a toxic, radioactive appearance. Like I can imagine this green venom dripping from its mouth or something. He could not speak with that mouth, to be honest. But yeah, he looks ridiculous. But I think he resembles the chair enough, like you know what he's supposed to be. And he's definitely my least favorite out of all these. Let me know your thoughts. And here are all 3 creatures that I made. Tell me which one is your favorite and why. And if there are other products, not necessarily Finnish products, that you would like to see drawn as creatures, leave a comment below. Also let me know if any of these designs were familiar to you. Maybe you own Unikko oven mitts or even a ball chair if you're rich and evil. I hope you enjoyed that. I also want to thank everyone who has bought the new keychains from my Etsy shop. Garth and Coco are completely sold out, but there are still few charms left. Give some love to this little freak. Garth was so incredibly popular, I wonder why. I'll probably order a new batch, so keep an eye on my Etsy shop for updates. And yeah, I still want to thank everyone who has supported me and my art, it really means a lot to me. Check out my last video for very cursed content, subscribe, ding the bell, all the usual stuff, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.